Yo, what's up? I'm Cassie from Ground Up Fitness, and this is a follow along workout. We're going to do full body. So, we're going to warm up everything. We're going to cool down in this video. So, you can just turn on some of your favorite music in the background, and I'm going to lead you through the entire workout. Um, I'm going to lead you through a warm up with a really light weight. If you don't have a really light weight, feel free to do this without a weight. You can do the same motions, and it's the same thing. So you're going to put your hand in this 90-degree angle here, your hand over your elbow, and you are going to rotate downwards and back up, rotating from your shoulder joint. If you don't have this much range of motion, that's okay. If you are to here and it feels like a good stretch, and if you go down further or there's any pain, it's okay if you don't go all the way down. But the goal is to find your full range of motion and get a little bit more on each rep. This reminds me of those Chinese cats, Japanese, I don't know which one they are. I think they're Japanese at the restaurants that are like waving at you for good luck. I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna switch sides. I'm not gonna put music on this video because it always gets copywritten. So hopefully this slow jams that's happening in the background is not going to fuck us up. 8, 9, and 10. And then you're going to take that same arm and you're going to cross across your body to your hip, and you are going to open up, stretch from your shoulder joint again, but on this diagonal plane. You don't really want to move your torso a whole lot through these warm-ups. This is more so mobilizing your joints, in this case our shoulder. 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to do the other side. Palm in towards your hip, elbow slightly bent, and you are going to stretch up, looking for the range of motion back behind you and down to your hip. 8, 9, and 10. Super. And now you're going to hold the weight from both sides. And stretch upwards, getting your range of motion in your shoulder. All right, so you're going to put your weight down, and we're going to warm up our legs. If you need to hold on to something for balance, that's totally fine. The goal is to find your range of motion in your hip. We're going to be soft through both knees. You're not extending your leg at any point, and I'm keeping my knee soft on this side. 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to switch sides. The point of this, like I said, is to find your range of motion, warm up your mobility so that when you go to do any of the movements, you don't push past that and you don't injure yourself. 8, 9, 10. Super. And now we're going to open up our hips. This is easier if you're holding onto something. 8, 9, 10. Other side. Open up your hip, push and close. Open and close. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to do a couple swings, and we'll be done warming up our legs. We're going to swing forward and backward. Like I said before, you don't want your torso involved in this. Like, you don't want to be swinging. You just want to find your range of motion, stretching your hip in the front here, and then your hamstring here. 3, 2, 1, and then 10 on the other side. 2, 3, stretch through the front of your hip and your hamstring. And I'm keeping my standing foot flat on the floor. 9, 10. Cool. I'm going to do some inchworms just to finish warming up. They look like this. I bend my knees, hands to the floor, walk on out and back. Hands to the floor, walk out into a plank and back. I'm going to do 8 of these. Pushing through my shoulders, 3, bending my knees, flat hands, flat feet, walking out to a plank, hands underneath my shoulders, and back. 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Awesome. So our first exercise is a 2-position squat. I'm going to use a 20-pound dumbbell, but you can use what you have or what's challenging for you. I'm going to show a body weight version as well, so that if you don't have equipment or if you're not ready to use weight, you can do that. I'll have the variation up in a little window there in the corner so that you can see what's happening. But we're going to hold the weight, if you have it, in a goblet position. If you don't have a weight, you are going to be standing like this with your hands up to keep your chest up. And the same function, the way it's happening here, it's keeping your chest up. So I'm going to start with my feet 1 and 2 apart. This is right hips width apart, right under my hips. This first squat is going to be for our quads, and then the second position is for your glutes and your hamstrings. So we're going to keep our chest up, quad squat, up, booty, hamstring. Back to the center, quad, open up, booty, hamstring. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, stretching my quads, stretch of the glutes and hamstrings. 10, chest up, 11, 12, 13. We're doing 8 on each side, so it's going to be 16 in total. That's 14, 15, 16. All right, we're going to take a 1.5-minute break. I'm going to show this one from the side, so it's at a different angle. So you can see the position on my torso. And then bring your weight up. And if you don't have a weight, remember your hands just stay up to keep your chest up. We are going to hold the weight at our chest with your hands underneath the dumbbell. We're going to open our legs up. 1, 2, feet right underneath my hips for my quad squat. Chest up, big stretch of the quads, open up. Elbows to knees. Quads 3, booty 4, 5, 6. Notice how I'm going down because I'm dropping my glutes and my hips. I'm not dropping down my chest. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, big stretch of the quads, stretch of the glutes and the hams. At 16, that's the second set. We're going to rest a 1.5 minutes, and then we're going to do it again. We're going to do 4 sets in total. Set number 3. Same thing, 8 pairs, which makes it 16 in total. I guess I'll show you from this side this time. We are going to start with our feet. 1 and a 2. Quad, squat, open up slightly. Booty, hamstring. So be careful on that booty and hamstring squat that you're not pushing your knees open and doing like a ballerina plie. You want your knees facing forward, your pinky toe on both feet staying planted into the floor. External rotation is what we call that. I have no idea how many we've done. Let's call this 8, 9. Chest up, 10, 11, 12. Quads, 13. Booty, 14. 15, one more, open up. 16. We got one more. We're gonna rest a minute and a half and do the last one. Okay, last set of this 2 position squat. Show you from the front. 1 into 2. Weight into your chest, hands underneath your weight. Stretch of the quads, stretch of the glutes and hammies. 2. Quads, glutes and hammies. 4. 6. 8. 10. 12. Keeping my abs in, my belly button pulled in towards my lower back. 14. 15, last one. 16. Good. That's that. We're going to rest. I'm going to explain to you the next exercise. So the next exercise is an upright row into shoulder press. So I want you to use a pair of dumbbells that you feel comfortable shoulder pressing. It's a combo move, and I know people are like, don't do that, just do one or the other. But the point of this is to kind of work through mobility and start to feel where you're working in your shoulders. So yes, it is valuable to just do an upright row or just do a shoulder press, but this combo kind of works on your mobility and also helps you know where to hold your body throughout the shoulder work. So I think it's valuable for that. I'm going to use a pair of 12-pound dumbbells. You use what's comfortable for you. It's okay if that's like 3 or 5 or 6 or 8, something small. Start low, work on your technique, and then if it's not challenging the first set, do something heavier the next set. So it looks like this. You're going to hold your 2 dumbbells in an orientation like it's a barbell. You're going to pull your shoulder blades down and back. We're going to do an upright row, pulling your shoulders up as close to your ears as you can, and then you're going to rotate your elbows underneath to do your shoulder press. Back down, rotate your elbows and your shoulders, and trace the weights down your body to finish the upright row. Pull up, elbows up, 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 rotate your elbows underneath, push up through your shoulder press, feel it squeeze in your delts, and then down, rotate, down. So we can start now if you want, if you didn't start already, but we'll start counting. I'll start counting from here for our first set. Up, rotate under, and push. That's 1. We're going to do just 8 of these. It should be difficult. Pull your belly button in, rotate elbows under, press, 2, rotate. Trace up your body, rotate under, 3, 4, 5, 3 more. Rotate under, press, 6. Elbows up, rotate under, press, 7. 1 more. Elbows up to your ears, hands up, rotate under, and press for 8. And we're going to take a minute and a half break, and then we're going to do that again. Set number 2, I'm going to show you from the side so you can see what it looks like, kind of a side angle. We're going to do 8 reps. Feet are right under our knees. Knees are soft. Pull your ribs in. Upright row. Elbows up. Rotate shoulders underneath. Press. 1. Press. 2. Elbows underneath. And press. That's 3. You can see I'm pulling my elbows pretty low when I'm doing my press. I don't want to finish here. Finish here. Rotate. Under. 4. Rotate. 5. 6. Press. 7. 1 more. Row. Under. Press. 8. Awesome. Take a rest, and we'll do set 3 in a second. Okay, set number 3, upright row, shoulder press. Feet right under your hips, knees soft, elbows up, trace the weights up, rotate shoulders under, press 1. Elbows low so that when you rotate, they're in an okay place for your row. 2. I feel that sound effects are helpful. Press and down. 3. You should feel this in the top of your shoulder. Your middle and your front delt are what those are called. Big stretch. Rotate under. 4. Press. 5. It's okay to stop and adjust your posture at any moment. Like if you feel like you're pushing your hips forward, stop. Pull your hips under you, pull your ribs in. I felt like I was kind of pushing my ribs forward a second ago there, so I stopped, tucked my ribs in, kind of like I was going to sneeze. 7, keeping everything neutral in my hips and my knees. 1 more. Shoulders squeeze up, rotate under, press for 8. We're going to do this one more time, and then we're going to change exercises. Set number 4 of 4, upright row, shoulder press combo. 8 repetitions. All right, we got this. Feet under your hips. Pull your ribs in. Elbows up. Elbows down. 1. Your shoulders should be burning by now. That last rep was a little fast on my part. I don't know if you noticed how my dumbbells kind of smacked together. We don't want to do that. You want to control everything so that you don't end up extending too much and putting too much stress into your joints. We want to take care of ourselves, do everything slow and controlled. Once you can do it slow, it's okay to speed it up a little bit, but I have a feeling that doing things slower with intention is better than faster just to get it done. 6. I think, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at counting reps. I'm going to look back at this and be like, oh, 7. 1 more. Pull my ribs in. Hips neutral. Last rep. Elbows up. Press. Awesome. Okay. That is the end of those. Our next exercise is also going to be for shoulders, but we're going to be doing lat raises, which are a lot less strong of a range of motion than an actual press. So I'm going to do mine with 8 pounds. I could probably do more, but I don't want to. But it's okay to do it with 3 pounds, 5 pounds. Literally, a bottle of water can also challenge you if you don't have light dumbbells at home. Actually, I shamed myself. I'm going to use 10s, but like I said, start wherever you feel comfortable. So you'll need a wall for this that's at least shoulder height. You're going to put yourself at this angle, and you're going to bring your weight here to the side with your thumb facing down, and you are going to lift from your elbow and your pinky slightly in front of you so that you feel it in the top of your delt, top shoulder. And you don't want to lift the weight up higher than 90 degrees because then you're using too much of your grip in your forearm. Here, get a really good stretch of your delt. Squeeze. Big stretch. Squeeze. I'm only going to do 8 of these on each side. I think I've done about 6. 7. One more. 8. Good. And then we're going to turn it and we're going to do the other side. Anchor yourself into the wall. Stretch. Squeeze. Stretch. Squeeze. My pinky finger is the one that's leading the move because if I turn my hand upwards, my thumb goes up, and we don't want that. That's forearm and grip. We want just right at the top of your shoulder there. Big stretch, big squeeze. 6, stretch. 7, 8. We're going to take a rest, about a minute, and then do the other side. Again, this one is 4 sets of supported unilateral lat raises. Set number 2, lean your shoulder into the wall. This is an okay support. I think it keeps your body in the position that you want it to be in. Big stretch of your delt here. Pinky. 1, 2, 3. I want to keep my chest up. I don't want to round my back. 3, 4, 5. Push with your pinky. 6, 7, 8. Turn around. Turn around. 1, 2, 3. Big squeeze of the delt. Stretch and squeeze. We don't want to also swing the weight. You want to come to a dead stop or try at the top and at the bottom. 7. One more. 8. Also, I live in Mexico City, so there's going to constantly be like helicopters and airplanes and people selling things on the street, such as tortillas and gas for the gas heaters and trash, coming to get your trash. So if that happens, don't be surprised. Let's take a rest. Set number 3 of 4. I'm already a sweaty mess. Shoulder. Angle with your body, both feet flat on the floor. This can be a support here at your hip. Angle the weight down to get a good stretch. 1. Dead stop. 2. Always holding your abs like you're going to sneeze or like someone's going to punch you in the stomach so that you can keep your internal organs supported. You keep your lower back neutral, your hips neutral. You don't round. Oh, I lost my count again. Let's say 5. 6. 7. 1 more. 8. And switch. Stretch. Thumb pointing down. Round your elbow slightly. And up. 1. You don't ever want to extend your arm all the way in a lat raise. Puts it in your upper arm and your grip. We want it all in your shoulder. 5. My arms are tired. 6. 7. 1 more. 8. All right, we're going to rest a minute and then do our last set, and then we're going to do some push-ups. Last set of our supported unilateral dumbbell lat raises. That focuses on your shoulders or your delts if you want to be scientific, your deltoids. Thumb facing down, elbow bent slightly, coming up slightly in front of my body. 2, stretch, down, squeeze, and stretch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 more. 8, and the other side. Lean into the wall, feet together, thumb pointed down, bend your elbow slightly, lift up slightly in front of you, leading with your pinky. 2, not going past 90-degree angle. Don't bring your hand up further than your shoulder. 4, stretch, and squeeze. 5, stretch, thumb pointed down. 6, thumb down, elbow slightly bent. 7, 1 more. 8. All right, so that is that. We're gonna do some push-ups. So if your push-up level is on the floor, normal, from your feet and from your hands, we'll do that. If your push-up level is from your knees, do that. If it's from a bench or from the wall, do that. But I'm gonna show you all the options and talk about technique so that everybody does it correctly, we don't get injured, and we don't end up doing this shruggy thing. So get yourself set up for your push-ups, and we're going to do 4 sets of 6 to 10, depending on what your level is. So the main thing about push-ups that I see people do incorrectly is the positioning of your shoulders and your elbows versus your chest. So this push-up that we're going to do is going to be focused on our chest and on our triceps, our pushing muscles. So we want to check in to the stretch between the chest and the triceps, and then the squeeze that happens at the end of the move. So I like to think of our body as an arrow when we go into a correct push up. You're going to send your chest down, your hands end up at the side of your chest here, like your armpits or your bust line, and your shoulder blades come together. We're an arrow from the top of our head down to our elbows here, and then we're going to push our shoulder blades apart here. Something I see happen a lot is people open up this way and then it gets into your shoulders and into your trapezoids and you shrug and it's really uncomfortable. You can't achieve even a couple push-ups that way without having a little bit of pain, and you're not pushing from the muscles that we're trying to work here. So hands are going to be chest height to start. You're going to come down into an arrow shape like this. No, right? Elbows back into the diagonal corners of the room. Open your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then push. So no matter where you're doing your push up, if it's from the floor or a bench or a box or a wall, you're going to try to, when you're at the bottom, have your hands next to your chest, pull your shoulder blades together, and then push open your shoulder blades to squeeze at the chest and your triceps. From the bench, it looks like this. Same concept from the floor or the wall or a higher surface. If you're going to do it off of a bar or Smith's machine at the gym, my hands are right underneath my chest. I don't want to start back here, looking over top of the bench. I'm going to bend my elbows back diagonally to the back corners of the room. My chest comes down. I stretch out my chest and triceps, push up with strong abs and an activated bottom half of my body. My glutes work as well so that I don't lose energy through my hips. Big squeeze. My shoulder blades push apart. My shoulder blades come together as my chest opens. Squeeze my butt, push up through my chest. And as my shoulder blades push apart, my chest squeezes. So that's what it looks like off of the bench. Like I said, same concept off of the floor, off of your knees. You want to have your body in a straight line, no matter where you're doing it from. And we're going to do 4 sets of 6 to 10. I'll do my first set off of this bench. You can do it how you decide. I'll do my second set off of the floor, and we'll play around with variations that way. So go ahead and get set up wherever you are. You want your hands at about chest height, your chest over your hands. Remember, you don't want to be pushed back. You are going to bend your elbows back to the back corner of the room and push 1. We're going to do 6 to 10, depending on how you feel challenged. And if you feel like you can do 10 in the level that you're doing it, then try to do less reps from something a little bit harder. If you do a set off the bench and it feels really easy, then try to go on the floor off of your knees and see how that feels for the next set. That's called progressive overload. Finding something harder to do for less reps when the thing you're doing for the rep range you have is challenging. I'm going to do 2 more. I have no idea how many I've done. Big squeeze. So we're going to take about a minute and a half break, and the next set I'll do off the floor, off of my knees, and then I'll come up onto my feet, and you can decide as we go what level works for you. I'm gonna do this set from my knees. My chest over my hands to start. Cross my knees and my feet behind me. Drop my chest. Push. Something I want you to avoid is pushing your hips back. You want to stay in like a plank position. Elbows go back. Push, squeeze your butt on the way up. 3. Elbows back to the back diagonal corners. 4. 5. 6. Squeeze your butt. Pull your ribs in. 7. I'm going to do 10. You do you. 8. 9. One more. Elbows back. Squeeze my chest. Squeeze my tries. And push. Super. The next set I'm going to do it from my feet. Full push-up. It'll be the third set. So we're going to do set number 4. I'm going to be on my feet. I'm going to turn my mat slightly so that you can see what it looks like from the side. The most important part of seeing it from this angle is watching how my body is one single item doing an up and down. I'm not breaking out my hips forwards or backwards. And my elbows go back towards the back corner. Those are the most important things. Elbows back, push. 1, 2. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 more. I'm going to go down on my knees because I prefer to have good form than be stubborn. 8, 9. One more. 10. So that was all of our push-ups. And what you saw me do there is considered a drop set, where I started the push-ups up on my hands and then my form started to suffer. So I did something that was easier to finish my set. That's super valid. And that shows that you care about your safety and your technique and not just finishing the reps. So yeah, we're going to do, I have no idea what we're going to do. Let me check. We're going to do some hamstring and glute work to finish up. So you need a mat and you need something to put your feet up on. You're going to lay down. We're going to look for a 90-degree angle from our hips to our knees to our feet. And you're going to be pushing from your bottom of your feet, not from your heels like this, bottom of your feet here. If you want to put something under your neck, that's fine, so that you can bring your chin to your chest. That actually really helps in this move to keep your spine neutral. I'm already laid here, so I'm not going to do that right now, but I put my elbows on the floor here to push out of, and I'm going to push down, squeeze from the glutes so that I'm doing a hip bridge and then down. But we are going to do this unilaterally. So you're going to lift one leg up, leave it in kind of this relaxed position, and you are only going to push through the side that is on the bench. Squeeze the glute and down. This is a very small range of motion. I just want to lift up a few inches until I've got my pelvis scooped under in the bridge and all the way down to the floor. I don't want you to push too far so that you're getting into your low back. That will hurt. So if you start feeling it any further past your glute into your low back, that's not legit. Push through your elbows, keep your chin tucked into your chest, and down. I've done 6. We're going to do 10. 7, 8, squeeze. 9. You should feel this a little bit in your hamstring as well. 10. But the goal is to look for it in the glute, not your hamstring. You will feel it in your hamstring because your hamstring is helping. But if you start feeling it more in your hamstring than the glute, maybe you need to reposition to get back in this 90-degree angle. Because if you are too far away from the bench or the chair that you're working from, you'll start to feel it in the hamstring. So you want to push straight up, squeeze your glute, and down. Straight up, squeeze the glute, and down. Sometimes it helps if you touch the muscle that you're supposed to be working. It helps with the mind-muscle connection. 4, 5. Check out how small of a range of motion this is. 6. It's just a scoop under. 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. If you want to put a weight on your lap, you can do that as well. If you don't have it, that's fine. But if you want to make it a little harder, you can put a dumbbell over your hips. We're going to rest for a minute, and then we're going to do that again. This is only 3 sets. Everything else was 4. So we're going to do each side 2 more times, and then we're done this routine. This was full body. This was everything. So when we're done, we're going to stretch everything. It's going to be about 5 minutes, so don't turn the video off when we're done. Give your body a little bit of love and stretch when you're finished. Okay, so we're going to start on the side you started last time. Leg up slightly, squeeze, and down. If you feel yourself pushing forward with your foot, that's also where you're going to end up feeling it more with your hamstring. But you want to push your foot down so that the glute is the thing that's coming up. Stretch of the glute, squeeze. Stretch, squeeze. 7, 8, 9, one more. 10, other side. Make sure you're in that 90-degree angle, that you didn't push yourself backwards. Squeeze the glute and down. It is normal that you feel it in your hamstring because your hamstring is helping, but you do also want to make sure that you get a good squeeze in your glute. 6, 7, I'm closing my eyes because the sun's brutal. It's like midday here. 9, I didn't want to be that girl. 10, wearing sunglasses. I feel like it makes me look like a douchebag, but it is what it is. We're going to do one more set, and then we're going to stretch. I'm not putting a timer on for these because I am not getting up and turning the camera on and off in between the sets. I'm just going to sit here and try to bring my breath back down to normal and talk to you guys about what we're going to do for cool down. You're going to stay on the floor, and we're going to do a little bit of stretching on the floor since we're already here, and then we'll stand up and stretch our legs out a little. I cannot win with these airplanes. I would apologize for it, but it's not my fault. Alrighty, one more time and then we're done. I am sweating. I don't know about you guys. Leg up, 90-degree angle from my hip to my knee to my foot. Push through my elbows, tuck my chin, squeeze the glute. 1, 2. Push down with the foot on the bench, not forward. 3, 4. Look to hold it for a second at the top. Don't bounce out of it. 5. Scoop up. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more. 10. Good. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. 4, 5, squeeze, feel it in the booty, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Super. Okay, so we're done with the exercise part. We're gonna cool down a little bit. Since you're already here on the floor, here, I'm gonna take this off my t-shirt so I'm not rustling it all around. I'm gonna bend one knee in. At this point, it's my right foot is bent on the floor. My left foot has my foot over my knee, and I'm just gonna gently push my knee away from me, and I'm gonna feel that in the front of my hip, and that's really good after all the squats that we did. So I'm going to try to keep, during these stretches, my back neutral in the floor. Try not to arch your back too much. Push your knee. If this doesn't feel like a whole lot of a stretch, you can lift your foot up and push your knee, and that gets a little bit deeper. We're going to hold each stretch for at least 10 seconds because your nervous system fights stretching for a little bit. It fights it for the first 3-4 seconds, and it's like, no, and then it eventually loosens up. So that's why it's good to start breathing when you're stretching, because it encourages the muscle to actually loosen and not just tense, tense, tense. Let's switch sides. So you're going to put your left foot on the floor. Your right foot comes up, ankle to knee. You're going to push your right knee away from you, stretching from your right hip. And if that's not enough, you can pick up your left foot, and that's going to stretch your hip more, pushing your knee away from you as your foot comes closer to your chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Uncross your legs. I'm going to push this bench away from me. Straighten your legs, and then bring up to your chest your left knee. You can pull your chin into your chest, into your knee, and then lay back down. Feel the stretch through the back of your leg into your glute, and also in your hips. Pull it in. Point your toe on your opposite leg. Let's switch. Pull your knee in. If you want to kind of wiggle your leg around in your hip joint, that's chill. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and straighten both legs. We are going to then bend both knees. Help yourself up to seated. And we are going to do some forward folding. My hair looks cute. So during these stretches, we want to keep our legs as straight as possible, back as straight as possible, and don't stretch with your ego. If it feels good and that's as far as you can go, that's totally fine. I prefer this than this, which is the same amount of stretching. This has a lot more intention. I'm pushing my hips back, my toes up towards my face so that my knees go down to the floor. This is a really good hamstring and calf stretch. Go forward as far as you feel comfortable with a straight back while you're pushing your hips backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We are going to do a little bit of a butterfly stretch. I'm going to hook this guy back on here. And you are going to bring your feet together. Then push your hips closer to your feet with your hands behind your back, right? Find the floor, push your hips closer. And then with that straight back, push your knees open. I don't want you to put your hands on your feet and kind of bounce your legs. That's not going to do a whole lot right now. The goal is to kind of relax your muscles, let them stretch instead of bouncing through your stretches. Push your knees down, straight back, chin to chest. Push through the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch your legs out. However you feel comfortable sitting, do that. Cross your left arm over your body. Pull your elbow into your chest and feel the stretch in the back of your shoulder. We did a lot of shoulder work today, so this should feel good. Keeping your back straight and your arms straight. Wiggle your fingers. That helps get some circulation. Moving through your hands and your forearms, your biceps, your shoulders, your triceps. Other side. Cross, straight arm, pull your elbow into your chest and pull your shoulder away. The point is to stretch that rear delt and your middle delt. My knees are dirty from being out here. And then we're going to take our left hand up over our head, tap yourself on the back with your opposite hand, pull your elbow in towards your head, and then you can push your head back into your arm so that you can open up your shoulder a little bit more. Straight back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Hand up. Find your back. Pull your shoulder in, and then push your head back into your elbow so that you can stretch your shoulder a little bit more. We're going to hold this for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up over your head. Find some length in your spine. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're going to fold forward. Grab your feet, grab your ankles, grab your shins, grab your knees, wherever you feel comfortable. And we're going to forward fold. Let your head go. And we're just going to stay here for 10 seconds to finish up our stretching. Push your knees in towards the floor. Wherever you can grab on and get a little bit more stretch as your knees stay straight and your toes are pulling up towards your face and your hips are pushing back, back, back towards the back wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is it. So that was a full body workout. We used some dumbbells. I think I used a 20 for my squats. We used some lighter ones for the lat raises, and then a heavier pair for our shoulder presses. So if you don't have a lot of equipment, that's okay. Use what you can. If you want to play around with the rep ranges, that's totally fine. Leave your comments on what you thought about the workout down below. If you liked it, let me know. If you have constructive criticism, let me know. And I'll see you for the next one.